you've kind of dealt with an ever-changing group this year, lots of injuries, things like that. But when you really look at it through, 13 weeks so far, how has your tight end group, that's a pretty young core, how have they developed from the start to now?
Yeah, I think overall they've done a really good job. You kind of alluded to, there's been a lot of guys that have, just with some injuries and different things, there's been a lot of guys that kind of have had to carry a lot of roles. And we've been very impressed with their professionalism and their ability to go in there with whatever we've asked them to do in terms of offensive scheme. They've done a very good job. I think Mo's done a great job of leading. We do have a lot of younger guys in that room, and he's done a really good job of just kind of embracing those guys and helping them from a week-to-week basis in terms of their preparation. So it's a really good room of guys. I think the guys that take it very seriously and guys that prepare the right way, and they've done a good job overall.
Guys like Kylen and Drew have really grown as blockers as well this year. It wasn't really their niche coming into the year, I guess you could say. What have you noticed specifically with those two and how they've grown as blockers?
Yeah, I think, obviously at the tight end position, you typically are at a disadvantage in terms of the matchup in terms of blocking. So I think before anything, it comes down to their want to. If you can find a guy that is willing, that's one thing. To be able is another thing. Mm-hmm. And I think both of those guys have great ability, and they certainly have a willingness to. So really the credit goes to them in terms of their development as blockers. I think they've embraced some of the roles that they've been asked to take on, and they've done a great job.
Got to ask about the play. So I guess when we get to the decision to utilize Zaire and kind of the ALIE-COX player, I guess Shane said it was your idea to kind of go with it. What gave you the idea to roll with it?
Yeah, I don't know if I can take all credit for it. As we're planning for short yardage things, you kind of scour the videotape and find the best things and the best situations, and really I think kind of saw a look and really workshopped it with Tony. Hey, what are the problems if we did this? And I think his help just in terms of the protection. We tried to find the best way to do it, and really to me I think the process that we have on offense, it's really a credit to Shane and Jim Bob, where hey, you can bring an idea in and they'll kind of help tweak it and find the best way possible. I take no credit for putting Zaire in. I think that was really Shane kind of said, hey, I think this is probably the right fit, and really in all honesty, I mean, you game plan plays every week. You always try to put your guys in position, but I think to call it in the situation when you call it, I think it's just really credit goes to Shane and having enough confidence, and Jim Bob as well, just to make that call when they did. That was a great job.
What have you seen out of Will Mallory? He's kind of got to make his impact in little fits and spurts, but he's done a good job.
Yeah, Will. When Will came in, he was injured and he got dinged up in, I think, rookie mini camp, and really didn't get a ton of the spring stuff, and then got a little tweaked up again in fall camp. I've been really pleased with Will's continued growth throughout. I think sometimes as a young player, you come in at tight end, it's a different. You're asked to do different things. It's a different game from what you probably have done in college. So there's a lot of learning involved. And then two, the physical aspect's very different. And then the length of schedule is different. And I think a lot of times as young players to continually grow in development throughout a year, I don't think you see it all the time. And I think I've been really pleased and excited about. Will has the attitude of every day he's going to get a little bit better, and he has just continued to improve and grow. So we've been real happy with Will. He's a phenomenal guy, takes it real serious. His approach and process is phenomenal, and he's continuing to get better.
How hard has this season been on Jelani?
Man, it's hard. You feel for him, I think it's been anytime you miss an extended period of time and you get injured, it's hard. But I think he thought he was close, and I think that's a tough deal, and certainly Jelani's is a really good football player and a great young man, and it's been tough for him.
What's been his engagement level behind the scenes? Because obviously he can't play, he can't be out there, but I assume he's still around and mixing up with you.
Well,
guys.
I think the thing about Jelani is, one, he's a great human being. He's got a great spirit about himself. He's a great teammate, and that's a really close knit room, which I think has been helpful to us. And just in terms of, you kind of asked earlier about, I've had a lot of guys have to play and those kind of things. I think, he's a big part of that. Just the tightness of that group. I think a lot of those things come into the character of the people in the room, and Jelani's a big part of it.